I've done 10 episodes of this thus far. I've changed a lot. If you have seen me in the last episode, you know that my books were quite a bit smaller. But you will see throughout the video that there's a different reason why, but I'm not gonna explain too much in it. Because you're not here to talk what happened to you release, because this has been a while, I know, for these types of videos. But if you have been following around on my channel, you know, I can basically show you just in a minute. As you can see, yeah, I'm pregnant. But I'm not here to talk about my pregnancy. So if I do different look throughout this video, like I think I did in 8 or 9 or 7, I know I did in one video. You have to quote me on that. Then, little note, I do have a baby belly. My boobs got bigger before I got my belly, so don't worry about that. They're not pregnancy boobs, I think. But, oh well. Today, I said I will take you on a journey through what's considered stamina. If you haven't watched last episode, which I highly recommend you do, because it will include why we got here in the first place. You know that I started a series called Road to Diva Extreme, or basically Project Diva to Extreme. I don't know how I forgot how I called it, but it's basically I give you advice on how to pet from hard to extreme, or even extra extreme, and I give you some advice on what I would think would help from my playing experience. Because one thing is for sure, and I see that lacking by a lot of people who play hard and don't think they can do better. Determination. If you don't have the determination to become better at this game, then yeah, it won't happen. If you think you, like for example, are stuck at hard 6 stars and you only play hard 6 stars, you don't get better. I hate to tell you, but you need to step up. For example, you be like, okay, I can consistently get excellence on hard 6 stars. Why don't I try like an extreme 7 star? You know, that's the gap you have to find, because otherwise the series won't work. My last episode went about the big 3. Yeah, that's right. I even didn't clear the big 3, but at this point, we've discovered that in vanilla Project Diva, there are 3 boss songs officially, from hardest to lowest. Tempera, or no, it is the disappearance of Miku, Tempera, and then the intense voice. And there is one thing you're gonna need for this, and that's common across all charts, and that's stamina. Well, the good question is, what is stamina? Well, I don't do this series intending that you want the perfect stuff, because I know every Diva player wants to get a better score, every Diva player wants eventually improve. A lot of times you see happen that people who play Disappearance XX, then Para XX, and Intense XX, even Intense and the Intense Voice of Miku Extreme, they usually end up with a grade on those charts, because there are usually a few killers in these charts, which happen that players don't allow, to clear the chart. And because they practice a lot to build up their stamina, they, get better and get the grade. However, the intense extra extreme, the intense voice of Hatsumiko extra extreme, it is a bit stamina, but it's not as much for Dempera and the disappearance. But as I said, it can still apply. It's still, if you take the base game, it's still the boss of the game. You know, the end level of the boss. Intense XX is that. But I think I will maybe do Intense on its own, a separate video, because let's just analyze the chart and see what we can do and that sort of stuff. Today I want to focus on one thing, and that might help, might not. Depends on what you have access to. Because I assume at this point that you both have the DLC for every game you're playing, even if it's the Mega Mix or Switch, even if it's like Future Tone, as you can see in the background, that you have all the DLC, even if it's Mega Mix Plus on the PC, because at this point, I think I said that in the last video, at this point Mega Mix Plus is out on PC already for a year, so I may be bet on that. Too late, so But as I said, the main thing today is going to be stamina. before I go on the subject, I have to warn something. And this comes from personal experience. Know your limit. Take breaks and know your limit. What do I mean with this? Well, first of all, it is better to play an hour a day for 7 days than 7 hours on one day. And this is what I mean with don't burn yourself out. Take breaks, it is really important. Even if it's like, for example, you're trying to gain stamina on Koro Coco in the background, and you try 20 times and you feel you're doing worse, play a few other songs. That is even considered a break, because sometimes you just get a mental roadblock that you think you're doing better on the chart, but you fumble the easy stuff. So breaks are really important, especially for this episode. As I said, I said already the 7-hour day because I'm doing this from a script. Because last episode showed that I need to do it for a script. Also, and this is why I said, know your limits, take breaks. And as I said, it's better to play an hour a day for 7 days than 7 hours on a singular day. But also, and that's why I said earlier, if you don't step out of your comfort zone and don't have determination to become better, then yeah, you won't grow. I hate to say it, but you won't get better. I know it's probably scary to, like I said, if you play a lot of hard 6 stars, to look at an extreme 7 star. But eventually you're gonna have to push yourself into doing it, and believe me, you will do better than you expect. From own experience. But why do I say take breaks and, my own experience? I wanted to get better. At one point in my Diva career, I wanted to get better at left-hand switches. And I played a lot of Black Gold XX. I've told you more in like the left-hand switch episode that that's a great chart to practice your left-hand switches because of fast chart. You really can't, one-hand tap your way through it. But eventually a day, I played it so much that the day I woke up with such pain in my neck that bending my neck hurted a lot. And I didn't know if it was because maybe I slept wrong, I didn't position well, or because I played so much Black Gold XX that my arm, that I hurted a muscle, in my upper arm. And that's the funny thing. I became better at Black Gold XX, but with the cost of pain. So that's why I say, especially for this episode, know your limits, know when you should take a break, and do it. It's better to play an hour a day than for 7 days than 7 hours on a singular day. Believe me, it works better. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into the subjects that I'm gonna tell you in this video. First of all, I'm gonna consider telling you what stamina is. I will go to Project Diva through that because I want to show you also what a bit of stamina looks like. I'm gonna tell you what your stamina levels should look like in regards to spam power also. It's a bit of spam power and a bit of stamina. This will come for... it will include 2 to 3 song parts which you can practice, like Intense Heart for example, and more song parts. Maybe Disappearance X, who knows? Maybe that's for like comments for me. Oh well, now you know. I'm gonna tell you how you train your stamina on the non-modded version in case you're only playing Future Tone with all the DLC or for Megamix with all the DLC of Megamix Plus. Why do I say only non-modded? I want to give the option to non-modded players as well. I think it's better to play modded and custom charts to train your stamina. But playing only the same chart 20 times will work. But with breaks, because otherwise you only develop your muscle memory. So that's why I'm telling you, I will tell you how to train on non-modded stamina levels. So if you play like not modded Megamix Plus modded or AFT or PPD. I also will tell you the other way around. So if you play PPD, Megamix Plus mods or AFT, then we'll show you some charts that probably can help you around. I will mostly focus today a bit on Eden V4. That's not because I'm charging for it, but there are some examples I want to show you in it. So, but the reason I want to say that modded is better than non-modded, in my opinion, is modded gives you charting styles that Sega normally doesn't do, but it also is usually higher BPM, For example, what I'm going to show you today is a bit of stamina training for Eden Project, as I said. But are more like the higher tier songs that usually are higher BPM. Not Sega styled chart, but you'll see that in that thing. I'm going to do one final reminder, because I feel like if I'm going to talk a lot, you're going to forget about breaks and that sort of stuff. And I'm going to play a few boss songs, which I will show you in that section, because as I normally do in these episodes, I play a few songs. And with that, we're going to say, usually end the episode. But if you hear any music on the background besides the Project Diva section, I do apologize. Apparently there is a festival going nearby. I live really close to a city park. And apparently there's a festival there, so if you hear anything, I do apologize. But with that, I'm gonna say, let's head in to our first piece of this episode. What is considered stamina in Project Diva? Well, as I said, I'm gonna do every part. I'm gonna try to do every part in a different dress. Even while I'm pregnant, it's gonna work out, I believe. I have a lot of Sakai dresses, so yeah. If you don't know from the last video, I got all my Sakai dresses, and recently after that, I think through my boyfriend's Elias Sakai, I got pregnant. Or his Sakai gave me the power to get pregnant, which knowing us. So all my Sakai dresses still fit. Well, you're gonna see them, I think, through the video. But as I said, I'm gonna tell you what consider what stamina is. Well, the thing is, I have asked people around, but I wanna let you tell me in the comments down below. What do you think is stamina? Because stamina can be interpreted in way many things. Stamina can be your spamming power, and for example, what do you call it? And for example, the BPM spam song, Spam Master. Now, that can be considered stamina. The stamina can also be other part. And that's why I want to ask you to leave a comment down below. Tell me what is stamina in Project Diva. And heck, maybe I learn something new. And of course, way down there, subscribe, ring the notification bell so I know I should do more of these types of videos. And if you like Project Diva content, make sure to subscribe, because this is your channel for that. And with the self-block out of the way, yeah, like I said, if you really want to support this and want to see more of this type of content, ring the notification bell, leave a comment down below with telling me what you think is stamina in Project Diva is. And also, if you're interested, I have a Discord down below. It's a small community as the type at the moment with Project Diva players. So if you have a question, make sure to join and ask around, and maybe you'll get an answer and learn what stamina is. Heck, maybe I learned something new what stamina is. But to tell you what stamina is, or well, I can't really go with like one final answer, because the thing is, there is not a clear answer. It depends on who you ask. As I said, it can be, it's more the factors in the way you ask a person. But here are some things that I consider that you can take in stamina. How high can I spam in regards to BPM? Some people can see this as your stamina level. Think about spamming consistently on Disappearance XX, which is 240 BPM. Then Para XX, which is 220 BPM. And of course, we can't forget the stuff in charts like Spammeister over the years. In the stuff chart like Spammeisters. Over the years, Spammeisters have received different BPM charts. And I'm not kidding you. There are different BPM versions of Spammeister. So people consider that your stamina. As I said. From stuff like 180 BPM to 200 to 220 and etc. Frenkiem, if I pronounced it correctly, which you can see here. This song, Frenkiem, also have received in the PPD version multiple versions of BPM. Like, I think the highest was 220 or 270. As last, and here's what it guys normally think about custom charts. Like, fools are attracted to anomaly. I'm just gonna play you the intro of this. Yeah, I'm just gonna play you the intro of this. This shows you why some people think BPM is like... You see, this is not sped up. It's not spammed up. And you'd be like, Elise, if you feel this, why don't we should teach you? I'm just here to show you what you need to learn for the big three, eh? Or need think. But here, this is why. Damn it. Hold on. I don't know exactly how high the PPM is. But I have to say this is a custom chart, so of course you won't see this in Intense XX or the disappearance of Hatsune Miku. The disappearance of Hatsune Miku can be correctly. Why am I struggling so much? Hold on. I need to fix myself. Am I working again? No. Okay, hold on.
2,000 years later.
Okay, this should be fixed, but this shows you why I tell you why I think you need stamina. Why a lot of people say your spamming power on BPM is your stamina. A lot. Full's, I noted it down. Full's anomaly is 270 BPM. As you said, this is 30 BPM harder than the disappearance, so this is what you don't see in your regular game, but oh well. But there is also one thing. For some players it's not how fast I can press a spam buttons on their controller. Some people think it's how long I can spam or play the game. This goes two ways. You normally know that you have like this green life bar. Because this green life bar basically tells you how big your stamina is. Some players think. Or the two ways. First, the length of your play of your session. Think of this this way. One time you're playing for 1 hour and are done. The next time is 2 hours. However, some people see it as I can spam really long. A good example when most pros will be doing this test is the Spammeister test. As I said earlier, Spammeister comes in different BPM forms and different chart forms. But it's a great training tool. So if you have access to PPD, here I will show you. I will show you on the display capture. If you have access to PPD, I will highly, and you want to train your stamina, I will highly recommend doing things. Let me go to YouTube. Why is my leg tracking going so worse? Spammeister. Oh, there aren't really any videos. Are there any videos? Oh, I thought there were like... Spammeister. PPD. Already uploaded? Yeah, I'm gonna show you this. This is without BPM. I actually know Radi because I'm in a server with him, so that's funny. This is 200 BPM. Imagine this. Imagine what Radi does here for 18 minutes long. So as I said, some people think, which is highly rackable, how long can I play in one session? Why am I looking like this? Some people think it's like one, how long can I play in one session? Of course, if you play Spammeister for 80 minutes, it will be way harder. So, it'll be way harder. Why can't I look to the right normally? Why can't I look to the right normally? I swear to fucking god. So, as I said, yeah, it is this. However, some people see actually I can spam really long. A good example with most pros, so, as you can see, it's two way around. It is either how long do you play, or how long can I spam in one session. For example, like this. But you should be crazy doing 80-minute Spammeister. So, but as I said, if you have access to PPD and you want to train your stamina, I highly recommend this. It's a great training tool. So, it's a great training tool. I swear to god. Well, get my model. Can I like not? Can I not? buggy when I go to the right. But to make it a bit fair, I asked a few other players what stamina is. Well, as I said, the obvious and expected answer is the spamming part, which I showed you already. Also expected, but said less, the less was the length of your session, and as I told earlier, how long can I spam? A surprising one is actually how consecutive you are. You can spam on 270 ppm one day, but if you do it the next day and fail, then well, stamina is not on the same level. And this is why I said earlier that if you practice a chart for 20 minutes, and at the 20-minute mark you do better than at the start, sometimes it is necessary to better, let's say, take a break, and then try again. Because you know what happens sometimes? You're gonna build muscle memory, and not really learn the chart. If you build muscle memory, because your brains know how to do it, how to press the buttons on the same chart, then you do it correctly in the moment. Of course, it can lead that you get in the moment the perfect, if that's why you're aiming for or trying to clear the chart. But if you're trying to clear it, it can help. But if you're trying to clear it or perfect it, it's sometimes better to take the break, because you start doing the easy shit wrong, and if you start doing the easy shit, then you get frustrated, and you're gonna do way worse and worse. But also, it's a good test to see if you really learned the chart, or just did muscle memory-wise, because you played it so much. And that's basically what he was. I also went on a crazy thing, and I was like, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. The answer was like a duh answer, but also actually quite a true one now that you think about it. In short terms, according to ChatGPT, your life bar is your stamina bar, or to determine your level, which is true. Because if you have good stamina, you can play charge long, and if you play charge long, your life bar won't go down. It's a duh answer, but it's one that you like, when it's said, you'd be like scratching your head. You know? Because it feels like, it is true, but you'd be like, nah, duh. It's a stupid answer, but you can't deny it, you can't. So, I already showed you in anomaly thing, but I want to show you in the non-modded version, because basically I'm gonna show you on two charts. First is Tempera, and why I want to show you, because so there you get an idea of Tempera. But this is not even as fast as but this is not as fast as anomaly, as you see. But I want to show you the ending just. I want to survive this in the long way. But, you can see, you probably need some stamina for that. To practice it correctly, and good. Make sure that if you have, like, questions, let me know in the comments down below, or join my Discord. And, we can talk about it, maybe. And we get some advice from some players who are really better than me. Because I'm still, like, an average to pro player. I can't clear this shit, I tell you, but who knows. Otherwise I don't want to show you. But doesn't require a lot of stamina, but more learning and practice, is Intense XX. I'm not gonna play it, I'm gonna at least disappear for now also. Hold on. I'm not gonna show you without me saying anything. So, enjoy the Intense Extra Extreme ending, and if you wanna go for this, make sure you know what you're up for. I'm still here, but, you know, I'm just gonna show you the full thing. Oh yeah. If you went like, Elise, what the fuck is this? Yeah. This is your boss song, eh? This is supposed to be your boss song of Project Diva. This is like the end of the end. If you perfect this, you can perfect anything in the game. But if you don't know, I can read this. And this is basically first trying to learn how to read it. And after that is practice. It starts with the square X's, goes to the right, to the down, to the up, to the right, to the down, and then up. If you have this, you find really peace. And I only know how to read it because I watched Torchmeister play it, trying to F-Zero it, and that man was so consistently perfecting it. So, but this is why you want to show you why you should need stamina in the first place. So, and with that, with stamina learned, because this is all I wanted to tell you. Basically, stamina is like, you know, what is stamina, what's considered stamina. There are very different opinions. Like your life bar, how fast can I spam, how long can I spam, how long can I play Project Diva in one sitting, and how high can I spam on BPM. So there are different answers. Make sure to look back over the part if you missed any information. As I said, if you have any questions, leave me down in the comment below. Join my Discord, and maybe one of my friends in there can help you out also, because there are more Diva players in my Discord. I would love you if there are more. The Sprite Ego would love that. But that, I'm gonna make a cut to the next part, and I'll see you all. Now, I'll not see you in a sec, but I'm gonna show you and tell you what I think is appropriate way to tell your stamina level, or how to determine which stamina you're in and how to improve. You like my fairy look? It is the look I got in my boyfriend Sakai. It shredded my look a bit when I got pregnant, but I hope you like it. It's cute. I like it really a lot. But next, I'm gonna tell you, or I'm gonna show you what your stamina level is. But it still remains with one question. How can I tell my stamina level? Because I'm not a pro. I have to say that. I'm not. I consider myself like a more average player, but not a pro. But I have been in the Diva community for over 3 years now, and I still think that I've learned quite enough on how to determine what your stamina level is. Even if it's from people who are playing for 10 years, people who played at the top, as pros, people who have played at the bottom like me and kind of long way what they did. So I think I have a quite decent understanding of what stamina level you can tell. If there's something you want to add, make sure to leave him in the comments down below, and maybe I'll pin the top comment for that. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm gonna say it now, but I'm gonna show you a few YouTube videos later in the video. Those will all be at the top of the video description. As I said, along with the God file, which I normally do for useful information. So that you know, if you want to see any video that I showed today, make sure to check them in the description down below. But that, first before we start, I say, oh, I have to get a handheld camera. God damn it. Be right back.
A few moments later.
You would think with the script that I'm prepared, huh? No. Yeah, as you can see, we have a controller. And I'm gonna tell you how I usually hold the controller. I'm gonna leave a link to Hiso's spamming controller video, because most of the information is gonna come from that video. Or I'm gonna tweak it a bit on my experience, because I usually now have a thing with holding the controller. This can be even useful if you play handheld Switch. But there is one thing that hurts me on my channel. One thing. If you haven't watched my channel, you know that I tend to press a lot on the right thing. You know, I am mostly known as a fat thumber. I have a right dominant thumb. So instead of like doing like this, which I highly recommend, as I said in the first episode, that you should learn doing this, this, if possible, because it will help you greatly train your left finger. How about spamming? I also, if I want to be better at spamming or pressing better, I usually sit with my legs crossed, as you can see. Yeah, I don't know. My belly is a bit hidden because otherwise I wanted to show the controller. So it's there, the belly, but it's hidden. So believe me, because otherwise the controller will be like here and you can see it. So just believe me, the belly is there. Don't worry. But I recommend first of all, find a surface or a way to preferably sit comfortable and try to play Project Diva. Why? If I sit with my leg down and I don't sit well, I get annoyed by it. It distracts you. So if you go for a perfect or a clear on one of these 3 hard charts that I mentioned, then you're not gonna do it because you get distracted, you wrong press and that sort of stuff. So that is one. Second of all, if you have your controller, make sure to griply put it in one hand and try to keep it steady. I had so many times that I'm pressing like this, for example, the triangle, but that I do like this. But then if I go like, see what happens if I press triangle on my button here, right? You see what happens? I'm gonna start pressing square. So if you're doing like this, you know, you're gonna spam like this. Can't see it. Moves too fast for this like budget webcam. But you see what it does? I time to keep the controller steady. I'm not spamming well, but because if I gonna shake a lot, which sometimes help, sometimes shaking a lot helps. But if I'm gonna leave the controller and do like this, you know, then I'm gonna see what happens. So first of all, try to keep the controller steady and don't move it as much as you can. Why do I say this? As I said, you're gonna move and maybe you're gonna do like slowly turn it or slowly go like this. And if you start pressing like, gonna press here or press next to it, which you can see, but I'm pressing like now in between the buttons, as you can see with my pin. So, and by doing that, you can do it like this. Firmly grip it against your palm, hold it. But then there's one thing I'm gonna ask you to do. I know it's hard because I don't do it a lot too. But you see where these thumbs are, or my second finger are, you know, next to the thumb. You have to do it like this. Believe me. Believe me. If you can learn to hold your controller like this with only your thumb maximal, and if you get a quad to press it like this, you'll become so better. I can tell you how much I was playing by simply this and like hitting, for example, one of my buttons. And believe me, these fuckers are so like the slightest press, as you can see, is enough. The slightest press is enough. So as you see, if you press your controller against your hands, you know, move your thumbs like this, and then you should be able, as you can see, that I can press way faster and way harder. I'm not gonna tell you much because I think Heated Videos does it better. I'm gonna leave it in the video description at the top alongside it. But with this, you should have a clear grip on how to play. I normally play like this, so I try to play like this, you know. And if I have like buttons that I need to press, I can show you. Why don't I show you how you normally play? You got an extra song. What's a good song? I know one. Was it an 8.5? 8.5. I know a good one. So I just know how I play. Just know how I tend to play. Just look on the face cam. Damn it. I have a perfect on this on my channel if you want to see it, but it's a different chart. It's a different chart, and I normally have the perfect for it already, but yeah. I didn't choose this chart. It's easy. It's also a really hard one, but it's also a short one. But make sure if you didn't catch it to rewind the video. Make sure to pay attention to you know, where my belly is to that controller and my controller that I'm holding here. Don't believe me, as I said, the pregnant belly is also here, but you don't see, I've hidden it away so the controller can stay in the screen. But as you can see what I did, I hope it was visible. But as you can see, I tried to play like this in the beginning, but I have a tendency to do like this too. That's why I said you learn to play like this. You know, control in one palm, control in the other. Fingers behind there so that you only hold the buttons. You don't need more. If you see a quad, press it, hold it, you know, and leave it. Because you're gonna press miss. And I only got 5 mistakes, by the way. It was only 5, so. This is one reason why I wanted to show you how to play. How to hold the spam or hold the controller or try to spam. Because it is a big part of spamming. Yes, I know. It's raining. Oh, well, that festival's in the water. That was what walked in water. And I tell you also with one feeling. I usually play like I'm across legs, but I have a feeling that the way that I get better stamina than if I play with like my feet like this, you know, stuff like this. I don't know why, but it gives me feel better better stamina levels because I feel like I hold my controller way better. So, you know. But playing on cross legs gives me more steady hold on controller, as I said. This gives me in return more confidence or less worry about stability. Because as I said, Diva is a game about focus. If you want to really improve on scores and maybe as you see, try to perfect a chart, well, then you need focus and you need no distraction. And one thing to take away is holding the controller right, finding the spot in which you find yourself stable and be like, okay, I'm sitting nice. I feel confident enough, you know, that I won't get distracted. If I have like this, as you see, the pants that I have on now are tight. And normally if I play Diva with my legs crossed, they get hurt, and that distracts a lot. So my main thing for this thing is, for my main thing before I go into the category is, sit stable, because otherwise it distracts you, and you will do way, way worse. Better confidence means better stability, means better scores. Try to hold the controller as I explained. If you want more in-depth video, make sure to check the video description at the top because I will leave Iso's spamming video in that. I think it's the latest update. And if I didn't, join my Discord, blame me in the ears. At least you forgot something and be like, okay, sorry. And yeah, in the long term, it's better, as I showed you. It's better. It's better to hold the controller like this, as I show you, than this. Because you will press this by accident and you will miss something. So, but with that, I'm gonna show you. Did that do anything? Oh yeah, with this I'm gonna tell you the levels. There is a beginner level, an intermediate level, and an expert level. What I consider. This will include alternating, because as I said, alternating is required for stamina, for spamming, and for sometimes needed to press doubles, or alternate as you saw in, for example, Black Gold, or Disappearance XX. But as moment when I wrote the script, Megamix got the Future Tone DLC. So as I said a few episodes ago, assuming you're watching them all, means you want to perfect every song in Project Diva, which I assume. This assumption, if I'm wrong, you know, tell me. If you're here to clear the big 3, That's also possible. This is not a guide on how to perfect or clear them. It's just a guide on how I think you can be better on Project Diva, with resources in the video description down below, so you can make your own judgment and what I gave you as information is wrong or good. You know? I just simply tried to teach you what I learned in the past 3 years of being in this Project Diva community. So that's why I'm not checking in this case if the song that I tell you is something you own, because I assume you have every song in the base game and DLC that's available. These songs will be focused on non-modded Future Tone or non-modded songs, which means if you have Megamix Plus, Future Tone, or Megamix, that you can play all these stamina levels, train them, and you know. If you have Megamix modded, for example, or AFT or PPD, you will go way beyond those people. Believe me. But for the beginner level, I think there are two options. And this is why I have Project Diva open and why I said I wanted to show you more Eden. Back in the day, when Project Diva was only Project Diva, was it 9 or... Back in the day, we had one thing. Project Diva was different. And I'm gonna show you it in the Intense version, but you probably know this from Intense Hard. And why do I say Intense Hard? Because you can see this is a great alternating dude. But you also can try to press your stamina with like... See? You can try to press your stamina and think. But this was Project Diva in your early days. On the expert version, this was... wait, I can show you. On the expert version, because we didn't have fancy doubles, we didn't have fancy arrows and that sort of stuff. On the expert version, it looked like this. Which you can imagine. It was just one big spam. Oh, it's a music video. There's no music video. Wait, does the game then crash? There's no music video to watch. But, as you can see, it's one big spam. This was your first Intense version. You know, what was the hard part of people? As you can see, I can't really spam well. Spamming was always an issue for me, so doing this video is like also a backstab. But that's why I think the Intense voice is a great starting point if you're on a beginner level to practice. And that's the first spam part in particular. I should go the other way around. This is also going to be a long video if you didn't know from the start. Oh wait, this is the Intense voice. Hatsune Miku. I think it was on 124, 35. We always can go back, so... $142. Start at 142. If you start at 142, you get dead. If you can press this at once, I recommend starting with alternating, as you can see. If you can do this alternating, then you're on the first step away. What second I recommend is to do is one tap it. And what do I mean with one tap? Watch my controller below me. Wait. It's one tap it. And what do I mean with one tap? Just watch my controller movement here. Just watch my controller. Damn it. I can do this. Wait. I can do this one tapping. This is how I perfected it. Het is Thunderay? Oh. Okay, I can't really do this. You know what I have lately? I can't really do this anymore, but And what I have lately, I start to do this if I want to press skill quick, which is not good for your palm. So I don't recommend you do this, which I do, but like do this, which this is really bad for your palm. I don't know why I have it, and I can't get rid of it. I really can't do this anymore. But I'm not at the beginner level. This is, which I think, if you can do this one tapping, it's been a long while. I have perfect intense hard. Search it on my channel, you will find it. You know, I have to prove. I did that one tapping, so I have to prove. The second thing, which I think is on a high beginner level. Why do I think it's on a high beginner level? Because there's a lot of alternating. Because it's a fast BPM. If I go to Stardust Utopia, was that an 8? That's 8.5, see? If I think this is still the high beginner. I'm gonna show you a piece, just a piece with cam. And you can make a suggestion. Leave me in the comments down below. After seeing this, do you think it should be at the start of intermediate level or the high beginner level? It is gonna be way too long time to think about it. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna... And I'm playing until one part. After that, I want to... You know the part that comes now? Let me know if you think it's like high intermediate, or at the beginning of intermediate, or at the beginner level. High beginner. Let me know. This is why I think this should be at high beginner, because I don't think it's too difficult for intermediate, but this can be tough for a beginner spammer. So, if you think like, okay, Elise, that intense part is easy to do, I can do it with one finger, try to do this. Alternating or with one finger. I don't know if it's possible with one finger, you have to try it for yourself, but that's that. This is beginner level. So if you can pass, can't get past this, then I recommend practicing a bit around and see what the issue is for you. Discord, why is the issue? Why are you showing me issues? I got notifications. Well, intermediate. I'm gonna start with like, also with one more question. I have one section that you can consider high beginner intermediate or high, you know, high beginner, low intermediate. Because why? It's still 240 BPM what you're gonna see. If you start at 120, this part is what I want you to tell me, should this be in high beginner or a low intermediate? Because it's still 240 BPM for someone who's learning to increase their stamina. I think this is a great fit to practice, to be honest. I'm gonna do it up to here because the portion that comes after this, it's way too difficult for this. So, if you really want to make it like, if you think like at least this is easy, the next part can be considered for you, but just watch it. I don't have to correct my codes for this, so if you can do that, then you should be fine. Now, I think came close to perfecting this. The only thing is I always fuck up my macros. But if you can do that, the double part, you're way, way, way up ahead. You're way, way up ahead. I have to do so much of this video, and I'm already telling 20 minutes. The next two, the next one is Tempera. Tempera is also fast. You know, Tempera X is also fast, has a few spam sections. But to save a bit of time, because otherwise this video is going to be 2 hours long, maybe. You know what, fuck it, I'm already busy anyway. No. Tempera X has spamming sections, which I think are a great intermediate start if you want to learn on how to... I have the hiccup, of course. I do a video when I get a hiccup. Oh. Great way to learn to get better at, you know, spamming. And the boss, or the hardest one, maybe even this is low expert, is what I want to show you. Is the intense voice of Miku Extreme. Why? It's a great stamina practice point. But I still believe it's actually maybe too high for intermediate. As you see. Because it's way too complicated, and even the part up to this. So I thought it's way too complicated, but you can make the judge of it, as you can see. If you just do the end and can do this, you can do everything. Believe me, besides intense exact. This is normally the less extreme people perfect, so that you know. The less extreme. Usually Tempera, 2D Dream Fever, Intense, and I think there was one more. Sadistic are ones people usually do as last, but yeah, that just happens if you have like modded. If you play modded, you have so many 10 songs. But then there is one expert level. An expert level is really like focused on two things: speed and alternating. So to start the expert level, we have Black Gold. I have already shown Black Gold in my left hand practice video. If you want to see it, it's basically fast. It's hard to solo tap, so you really need to practice alternating a lot. So this is why I think it fits expert really well, but it's low expert. It's not as difficult as the other two, which are basically two of the big three. One being Disappearance XX, which is basically speed and alternating a lot. And the last one is Tempera XX. Why do I say Tempera and not Intense? Intense is too hard to practice. If you practice Intense, you gain stamina, you perfect it by accident, you can perfect anything in this game. But that's the section of basically telling me why what your stamina level is. I showed you how you should hold the controller. I showed you what levels are. For beginners, it's the Intense hard first rep part. And maybe start as Utopia XX. Or Extreme if you want to be my guest. For intermediate, it was Disappearance X. The note spam part. Even the doubles can be considered if you want to take it a notch up. Then Para X, one hand and alternating. Then Para X Extreme and Intense Extreme the ending. Because if you can do that, you can perfect anything on Extreme. On the expert level, we have Black Gold Extra Extreme. Disappearance Extra Extreme. And then Para Extra Extreme. And I basically showed you that, as I said, by holding the controller, setting stable in a comfortable position, why I think you should hold the controller in the way I showed you. And I will leave a video link to his spamming video, because I think that's still a great spamming video. And if that goes more in depth on how you should hold the controller, or you can spam better, and that sort of stuff, which I try you to do. But if you want to like get a different view and different opinion, that is the thing I should do. And with that, I'm gonna say it's time to practice, and we're gonna start with non-molded future tone. So basically, future tone only. I'll see you in a bit. I'm gonna do this 2 different ways. The non-modded future tone one is gonna use Project Diva footage to train, because I can more easily show it. The modded version is gonna be mostly videos, which I'm gonna show a bit, because or charts that are in the Eden project, because I either don't have them in my modded series at the moment, or you know, they either are better shown on someone else's channel. So with that. It is thundering outside. God damn it. With that, let's still start with how do I train. So Elise, like, you showed me how to hold the controller, I've watched his video, we've talked a bit about stamina. How do I train my stamina? Well, it is not simple. And what do I mean with not simple? Well, it's not simple. There is a way to train your stamina. Since I only gave you something which you can test, that doesn't mean like you'll be like, okay, Elise, I gonna train them, like I spent all day practicing on the songs, I'm gonna be better and then run work up. It's gonna work in the long run, but not directly. And what do I mean with that? Because the songs I gave you are all songs that should be both in Mega Mix and Future Tone. And in this case, as this moment of writing the script, Mega Mix got a Future Mix, Future Tone DLC, so I can assume that you have all the DLC if you made it this far in the series. So, but why do I say simply playing the song won't help? I've told you 2 things. Earlier, I told you the fact that you're gonna learn the patterns if you play it a lot. And if you play the patterns a lot, you eventually gonna learn and press it. But there is a thing we call in the terms that is muscle memory. And why do I say muscle memory? If I play, for example, Halloween to Ghost 20 times, I will do the 20 times, like 20 times behind each other. That doesn't matter if I die or not or quit or so. If I play in one sitting Halloween to Ghost 20 times, extreme, I will do better at the 15th time and even at the 20th time than at the first time. Why? I learned how to do certain parts of the game, and that's muscle memory. If I can replicate the same score the next day, or the week after it, that means I learned the chart. If I can't replicate the same score because I keep mispressing the same part which I did in the 20 try section, correct? That means you really learned muscle memory. And that's why playing those songs over and over and over and over and over again will work in the long run, but not directly, or even will work against you. Because you more build up muscle memory than really stamina, speed, or spam power, or that sorts of stuff. And how can I show you? Let's take 2 examples. And let's assume you want to perfect the song, and you're in the 9-star range, you think I can perfect stuff there. So let's take Common World Domination. One funny thing, if you want to know some more about Elise for the arcade lore, I could completely forget it's called Fruta Sakai Tafaku. Even if that's the name. I keep calling it World Domination. But I'm not gonna particularly play World Domination because I can't perfect this. I'm particularly gonna pick one part out of which a lot of people will struggle with. And what do I mean with that? The 270 part. So let me search it because I think it's 214 out of the top of my head. I think it's 214. I will say it once more. Oh. I say I do it like this. I think it was 254. This is the part. So 246, 244. It's 244. If you start here, let's example, we have this. And you want a perfect common world domination, or Arifuta Sekai Sefeku. Sefiku. But you keep fumbling like, you know, like this part. I can sit here, you know, and do this part over and over again. This is a great part, by the way, also if you want to practice the 270s, but 244. I can do this like forever. But that doesn't mean that I become better at spamming. Spamming or this part. No. As you can see, I make mistakes. But I can do this per... Would I do this tomorrow the same way? Probably not. Will I do this the same way? No. And this is what I mean. Playing the same song over and over again won't help you. Some cases you will get it perfect after 60 tries, but sometimes it's better to throw the song away, play 2 or 3 other songs, and then you have like a clear mind reset. And then if you do it again and you do it, it's all a good indication of like if you learn the part or not. Because that is why I talked about the mind block. You know, earlier in the video. So yeah, like I wrote in the script. Let's pretend I have the 270s. Let's say I can full combo the chart all the way. And which of course I can well pretend which of course, you know, I probably can't. I come close, but I keep fumbling the switch between the 270s. Now here's where you can do 2 things. What do I mean 2 things? Well, I'm a player who really dislikes practice mode. I have practiced a lot of stuff and it helped, but I do dislike it. And why do I dislike practice mode? It's more a personal issue, but I always have the feeling that I try stuff in this practice mode, then I feel that I can do it. And then I can get up to it. You know, it's learning from a test. Like you learn from a test and then you do it out of your head. And you do it like, I learned it, I can do it. And then you walk towards the test and you can sit down and you just look at the paper and your mind goes blank. You forget everything. That's how I feel with practice mode. And that's, as I said, the mind block. That's why I want to convert to the mind block. And that's why it's more a personal issue, but practice mode can be a savior. And you can practice it a lot. Yeah, and that's why I said in a real run that happened, and I fumble and be like, oh god, again. When it comes to coming in, but let's go to not too fast. So this is why I primarily don't like using practice mode, but it helped me also sometimes to identify how to do the certain parts of a chart, which in case it helps me get it perfect, for example, colorful, sexy, or 39 extreme. Because for the thing, 39 extreme, I had 2 quads at the end, and I always pressed the second one later, or it was the first one, because they came in at a different speed. And practice mode really helped me learn that. So it fires me back, it helps me, but it also, I hate it. From my top of my heart, but it's a personal issue. So you can see why I find practice mode a double-edged sword. But to get to the early point, it calls as being mind blocked. And what do I mean with this? Well, let me explain, and I explained it already 20 times. You can do this 20 times and feel like you can do it. But if you can do it 20 times, and you do 2 different songs, and you can do it another 20 times, then you really learn it. My advice is, if you do it 20 times and you believe you can do it, wait a day and come back to it. If you can still do it, then you've learned it and you can go on. But if you try it again and fail, that means you only achieved mind block. So you did it, but you felt other stuff. Or you came again muscle memory, and muscle memory stands for basically you learned the part, but you only learned it because you did it 20 times over and over and over and over and over again. It's mostly muscle memory. Mind block is something different. In this case, you do this stuff correctly, but the easy stuff not. And you feel like frustrated, you can do worse, and that sort of stuff. That's mind block. So that you know. Yeah. This is basically short on what I want to say, but that's muscle memory. But sometimes players still try. I have to say, you can't ignore my advice, because some players do try the same song 100 times, and by the 110th time they get a perfect and they be happy. Because how later you go, how higher the songs go, believe me, you will be happy once you try it 110 times and you get a perfect. So this advice of trying it 20 times, wait a day, is also a double-edged sword. And you should use your own, determination in how you should use it. And that sort of stuff. And there comes also one thing in earlier, breaks. And playing other songs. So this is how you can test how you should both better on a stamina level and playing game. This is why the example 2 comes. I have tried to F-Zero Summer Idol hard. And yeah, I've F-Zeroed one thing on my channel. Love is War is Hard. I did this in the last stream in 21, 12 hour one. I got an F2. And not further. Since I was so mind blocked, I was able to gain a low flying count. Only I've never been able to replicate it for some reason. Since I didn't play it that much, but I lost the consistency on it. And this is also where I want example 2 to be in. Yeah, I do say be careful of mind blocking, so that you feel frustrated on not how to do a chart. But also play consistently. So if you want the perfect common world domination, Arafuta Sekai Sufuku, I butchered that name completely. Play it an hour a day, or 2 hours for a day, and then 7 days a week. But also try to play other songs. Because that way you try to stay consistently, but you still are grinding for a perfect. But this, as I said, this advice that I gave you for this is a double-edged sword, because some players completely ignore this advice and go play the same song over and 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 over for 1,000 times until they get the perfect or clear it. And some players listen to this, so you have to make your own judgment. Do you feel like you're mind blocked and you only learned it by muscle memory? Then you can follow my advice, but you also can keep pressing on, and maybe the next time will be the time you get it. But to summarize this in a short run. This is how I usually train songs. I use practice mode, which I find a double-edged sword. I try not to get mind blocked, so I play other songs. But also try to stay consistent. So if I, for example, play Common World Domination 20 times, then the next day I'll try to play it 20 times. But practice the part, especially what you need. So, for example, the 270s as showed in Common World Domination. Take breaks and play other songs from time to time. Because you will get mind blocked, or you will learn the part only by muscle memory. Try to be consistent, as I said. If you play this song for 30 minutes a day, to 30 minutes for 6 days. And don't focus too much on one song. It is easy to get mind blocked in this game, I say. But I know I have showed this a bit quicker way because I've typed a lot, but this video is going to be like an hour. So. But I've told you how to train your stamina the non-modded way. I'm gonna now show you how to train your stamina the modded way, because modded has some more fun. I know this video is gonna be long, but I'm gonna explain as much as possible that I didn't do, or the stuff that I did explain in the previous part. I'm not gonna re-explain, so if you haven't watched it, make sure you do. But what makes stamina modded version better than non-modded version? Well, the thing is, you have custom charts, and the word already says it. Custom. Yeah. But what makes custom charts different than non-custom charts? Because I'm friends with a lot of good and professional charters, which make custom charts. You see my script. Oh no. No, I'm just kidding. We all know this line. We all know that Sega basically tries to follow this layout. I made a video about 4 and 8 keys, where I go more in depth about the layout and arcade. But basically, imagine that you have a controller in front of you with these 4 nodes on it, and with a slider bulk above it. This is how you suppose are played Diva, and this is how the Project Diva charts are created in generally, not for the DS, but for arcade. In an arcade, you don't have two buttons to press for triangle or square. So, and then you don't have circle twice. So this is why stuff like Two-Sided Lovers is a 10-star and not an 8-star. And this is Sega rules. Sega tries to follow many rules. But for example, if you have like a circle and you go to the left, then usually, let's say you have like 4 nodes. Let's say you have like a line of 6 of like spam and stuff. You go like 4 nodes after that. If you go to the left, then usually stuff flies in like this. So if I would play this, stuff will fly in like this. If you go to the bottom, then it has, and it goes like this. Then it has to fly in not like this, but the other way around. Why? This follows the line chart. So as you can see, it follows the flow with the nodes. But normally, we also try to do it like this. So that people, if they do charts, they go like this. But also, you cannot probably already see it. But there are these 4 lines. Even people still follow rules. So as you can see, if I auto manual and comfy be like, I want to like go in like this, then you can already see it stays sticks to these 2 nodes. Because, do you remember arcade layout? This was like this. So that matches up with the arcade. So the arcade knows, okay, I have to press the 2 middle. I'm not going much more deep, but a circle goes like here. And then if they stand, oh, I had done both. Hold up. And oh, hold up. And if they stand up, then it's like this. And you already see why the rules come in. If I put like this one behind it, you can see where the line lines up. It's mostly that if they are from the top, so horizontal, they follow the arcade pattern, which is this one. And if they fly in, they come in the either way or the other way. If they go horizontal, they follow the arcade layout, but if they don't go horizontal, they usually follow one is correct. Hold on. They usually follow this line. And basically that they stand up with a set amount of difference between them. And why do I say this? If you know this, you know how custom charts are still made, but there's still Sega rules applied to custom charts. And I'm not kidding. So with comfy done. And this goes, I made a video about 4 keys and 8 keys. If you want to see that, that is interested, and this explains it further. But out of the way comes an era of players doing Sega's work, because modded Diva is basically we are doing Sega's work. We keeping Project Diva alive, and without us, Project Diva would have died long ago. Basically, see it like this. What we perform as an example, because I do charting for Eden Project. What we as Eden Project do is basically Sega's work. Sega has to do nothing at this moment. We're making extra content. And that extra content pays out for Sega because people be like, oh, it looks like a cool mod pack. We're going to buy the game. We're going to buy the DLC. And Sega's making money. And yeah, think about that. But there are a lot of custom charts. Which I'm going to show you. From the PPD and the F2 era to charts in-game. I will leave the YouTube links to all of them in the top of the video description down below. But the first one is one of Boku versions. Oh, how does this work? How does clicking on a hyperlink work? Ja, verificatie overslaan. Was this the original Boku Boku? Because, let me move this over here. This was the original Boku Boku. 180 BPM. If you have played Project Diva for a while, you know this famous song. I'm gonna find the second video because Boku Boku was already used in the old Project Diva. The old Project Diva, and even Project Diva F2nd. But Boku Boku has many versions from Boku Boku 1 to Boku Boku 2 to the German B to a die mode to even an infinity mode. Why do I show you this chart? Well, I want to say that was like the first and early day of custom charts. As you can see, you already can see with the upside down doubles in the video. If you like it, show Cyberkev some support, you know. All of these videos will be linked in the video description down below. As you can see already with the weird place doubles. But, yeah, this is the earlier day of custom charts. And this was considered stupid. So, and you have to think one thing. I don't know if it's still true, but PPD, F2nd and stuff. I don't know if this is true. You have to correct me on it. Didn't have practice mode. So perfecting this was considered a pro move. And if you wanted to really show off you're good, you showed this. That you perfected this. But there is one part where I think this fits to stamina building, and it's coming up. You know this famous spam part? This really helps, and this is why modded versions comes better than non. This stuff like this really helps build your stamina and helps you build like practice your left hand and right hand spamming capabilities. But there is one song basically that I want to show you, which I already have showed you earlier in custom charts. But that is Boku Boku S. This chart. Let's you already can see it, but this chart basically makes use of the PPD mechanics. PPD also has like built-in arrow functions. So I don't know if you have to expressly press up or left, but this really helps more with telling you, okay, you have to press spam left and right, you know, and that sort of stuff. If I go like this, for example. But there's one thing that makes this more difficult. And this is only applicable to PPD, so far I know. But basically Boku Boku S, well, what makes it worse is there something you don't have a normal Diva. I don't know if it's possible, don't quote me on that. But at a point, there comes a new icon. The L icon and the right the L and R icon, as you see. If my memory serves me correct, it's most likely the R3 and the L3 press icon on your joystick. So imagine training your stamina while spamming. It goes well, but it's still hard. Imagine. With these icons. And then the double spam. I think this is so great to practice because it shows you that you have to like press left and right. But imagine just those R and L icons. And then this part. Yeah, imagine just playing this. If you can read this, then I have, you know, Fedora off, because I want to know. But that's Boku Boku. I already showed you the next chart I'm going to talk about is mostly revolved around Spammeister. And I showed you already Radi's video. But I found some more. This is Oliso's old video. This is a really old video, as you can see.
For him. He sent it to me all the way from...
This is... if you want to watch the video, it's in the link in the description below. But this is basically Spammeister. And I already showed you a bit of Radi's video. This is 200 BPM, and just imagine handheld BPM spamming for like 18 minutes or 5 minutes, continuously like that. Yeah, it's a pain. If you want to watch it for yourself, link is in the description down below. As I said, I will include every video in that. But I have one more video. Because you heard Intense voice at the beginning of this video. And this is an edit, but this is where you think about that spam. Think about what's coming up as Spammeister. Just imagine this. Imagine hearing this for like 80 minutes straight. This is still slower than normally. But that is how Project Diva players practice in the early days. Just play, because they didn't have practice mode. They had long spams and they just had the master controller, and that was it. So Spammeister is basically that, but for 80 minutes long. The Spammeister is like, yeah. But just imagine that spam in a circle, and well, also this has different versions like BPMs, length, and go on. But it's meant to feel your arms and practice your spamming. As I showed you, Radi played an 18 minutes version. Imagine spamming 80 minutes long on a 240 BPM. Yeah. But at the cost of your arms. After the break, you will see an improvement, but oh well. Do you play it again and again? Spammeister is like the death of Project Diva. Do you play it for 80 minutes again? Or not? On a 240 BPM at the speed of disappearance exact? Who knows? Yes. Oh, one thing before I go into the last few vids. If you have oh yeah. If you have Megamix Plus and want to play modded, it is not that I'm part of Eden and will be like, oh, you know, you should install our mod and that sort of stuff. But if you like are looking for mods and want to help practice stamina, I advise installing Project Eden. Project Eden. Why the Eden pack? Because of 2 charts. And I know it's like 30 gigabytes, but stamina training. And we have multi training. Both of these are on hard and extreme, so you can choose your own poison, as they say. So this is what I want to show you before going on to the next few videos. Basically, I'm gonna show one because next few videos are basically high BPM, spam, and that sort of stuff. There's only one I want to show, and the other 3 I'm gonna show you in game. To be honest, so you ever heard of www? This is not an high BPM, but it's slow spamming with your sticks. Imagine that. And that's high BPM part, but also slow part. This video is gonna get demonetized so hard, I know for sure. But this was one of the early days of edits. Edits were like, there was no practice mode for edits back in the day, but edits were also the fact like the pro move of playing. If you perfected an edit like this, you were pro. You know, you could flex. You'd be like top of the top. And you just played, practice. There was no practice mode. You had to play, and hope you didn't miss a note. Because these edits usually are like thousands of notes long. And that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna show you the next 3 in-game, because I can. Because they are in Project Eden. First one I'm gonna show you is, let's say, the P names, but I'm gonna leave a link in the video description below. Why? Because it shows you the edit version, so the old PS3 version. I'm gonna try actually to play it a bit, and I'm gonna try for Frankie and, let's say, the P names, but also are attracted to, I'm gonna just play a bit of the training charts so that you can see. Oh, Megamix is lagging! I never get that part. I never get it. But, yeah. Let's say the P names is designed to basically be like, after the edit. If you want to see how the edit looks, make sure to check the video description down below at the top. All of the videos will be linked there, but I never get this part. But you can see it's a lot of spams and a lot of notes. I'm gonna show you a part. And this is what the people names is most famous for. This is what most P names is most famous for. It's gonna be a long video, by the way. I apologize. Yeah, I can do this, but I'm not gonna play Frankie because I still have also a boss song to play, and I think already through my arms. But I don't really know. I'm gonna play a bit and just also show you the chart, so that you know. And lay the part in the chart why Frankium is so... I think Frankium helps. Frankium is so great PV, yeah, by the way. Such a meme PV. Oh, Mega makes... Mega makes lags again! For fuck's sake! As I said, I will leave videos for all these original charts in the description down below if you want to see them, so that you know. But this is such a good chart, and such a meme chart. I just want to show you, but you can see the spams. Why I think it's like more spamming, and as I said, Frankium can go up quite in BPM. I think the milk is, I guess I saw was 270 or 240. So. But at least one song that I want to show you, and that's also Attack Anomaly, but I barely showed you earlier. But I'm just gonna pick it in a moment in the chart, and that's why I'm gonna show you why fast pace, BPM, spams are the thing. This is not sped up. This is not sped up, by the way. This is the original BPM of the chart. This 270 BPM and those spams that you saw. So and this is why I think the higher BPM spawns help, because you're gonna learn to BPM spawn, you wanna learn to spam it. And eventually you can do it on lower, on lower end songs. So this also helps alternating a lot, so. But, plain enough, because I still have to do. These are all custom charts that, well, now are a version of Mega Mix Plus, but if you want to see the old version, make sure to check the video description down below. But the Frankium, as I said, is made in a different BPM version. So far up now to also 220 plus BPM. And the fourth one, well, I just want to show you if you can guess it, let me know in the comments down below. But, oh, well, my script said me, like, to me, at least if you want to know what is, like, the BPM of this, or make so people guess in the comments down below. I told you what the BPM is, so we can skip that. Mainly the reason I told about custom ED project charts is can help you learn this thing, but speed is the tricky one. I can't, I can teach you speed, how to spam fast. It's something you have to experience or something you have to figure out, because otherwise, the one does it with a different control hold, the one does it really, really quick and can spam speed, but speed, I can't teach you. I can't. But I can teach you how to hold the controller and spam. But at least one thing for the episode remaining, and that's a boss song. Or actually, in this long episode, I'm gonna play a few boss songs, which I already saw a bit, but let's see you there. Before I start with the boss song, and yes, I do have one final reminder. Remind you of one thing: don't burn yourself out. What do I mean with that? As I said earlier, it's better to play an hour a day than 7 hours on one day. So an hour a day for 7 days, then 7 hours on a single day. Believe from experience, you will see progress. Believe. I have been in your position too. I have also started playing an hour a day daily, and I became way, way better quickly than I imagined. But also there came to one more thing. Besides taking breaks, I not play until the fact your arms break off. Also a tip. Because play consistently over several days instead of everything on one day. Don't take breaks, don't play until your arms fall off, because you're gonna need them for a later date. Oh, I plugged my earplug out. Hold on. Also a tip, move out of your comfort zone. If you can spam at 200 BPM, try to spam at 220. You can do it at 220, try to do it at 240. And for example, if you like at the beginner level of the stamina things I said, try to do it at like the intermediate. If you can do intermediate, go on to the next one. Dare to step out of your comfort zone, because if you don't do that and don't have the determination to go better, then you won't come anywhere. I'm sure. Sure. Leave from experience. If you follow the tips of like, instead of like 7 hours on one day, do it an hour over 7 days. Take breaks and don't play until your arms fall off. And go out of your comfort zone. With that, the final reminder is over, and I will actually make sure to follow them, because otherwise I won't make a new episode. Because if people don't follow my advice, then, well, only the reminder advice. That advice. the rest is like a nonsense to me. If you don't follow it, your choice. If you don't follow this Peggy girl, but whatever. The boss song. Actually, I don't know what I want to do as boss song, since I likely will die. And that's the thing. I don't know what to play actually. Of course, a custom song will be better, because I talked about all that in high BPM. Why am my models so acting weird up? Acting weird up. I'm not gonna reset recording. But but I actually played Fool's Tiny Kingdom and let's say the P names already throughout this thing. So what would be a custom chart which would be fun to do? I saw one that I think will be fun to do. I tried the hard version for this because I love the song and the PV. This PV is so meme version. But... oh, I forgot. Let's do, let's do, I'm probably gonna play this 2 or 3 times so that I do this in under 10 minutes so that we have like maybe an hour and a half episode, but yeah, these videos are gonna get longer because I have more to explain and more to show, so hold on. I'm gonna do this 2 or 3 times, so if Mega Mix stop lagging. Oh, my arms. Oh. Is it a new record? Good summit. Oh, my arm. I said 2 times, but I want to play one other game. Song. This was an AFT. If you have known me for long enough, I played this a bunch. So... this is the second boss on and last one of the series. Because I played Let's Say the Pay Names, because I played Fool's Anomaly, and I played Frankiem earlier in the videos. If you want to see those, make sure to check them out about the video. This is a video you can watch in parts, but I highly recommend watching every part from start to finish. But let's see how I do on... I couldn't become a super cat after all. My arm is gonna hurt. damn it. This is easily I die on this part, or I get past it and then I do the full song. But, well. I'm actually gonna leave the boss song for this, because I couldn't start to feel my arm. I played too much already for this episode, so... I am gonna wrap things up in one last part, and from there we're gonna see what's up ahead. So my arms are dead, as I said, and my voice too. It's been a long one, probably, looking at the script amount. But there were 4K words. 4,000 words, so... As I said, if you like what you saw, if you learned something, leave a comment down below, subscribe, ring the notification bell. If you have any questions left, make sure to join my Discord down below and ask around, because there are more Diva players in my Discord and I am there too. I'm most active in there, so if you have any questions, make sure to drop by and maybe show off your score and maybe show off the skill you learned to this Peggy girl. It's been a while since I did this video. I got pregnant because, yeah, as I said, I met Eliev, I traveled sky powers, and basically became pregnant, and that really took away a lot of times in combination with in school. So, yeah, I apologize. I will try to make the next one sooner. I don't know which one where I should focus on next, but that's the thing. But let me first recap. As I said, if you have any questions left, make sure to join my Discord down below, because there are more Diva players. I am there, I can answer your question quicker than here in the YouTube comments. But let me recap. I showed you ways to improve your stamina. Think about base game and modded from custom charts. I told you what stamina is, or according to multiple sources. Other players, ChatGPT, your most default answers, etc, etc. I told you what to look out for when training stamina points in your charts. I also gave you warnings to take breaks, and one time more, I gave you warning to take breaks and take them and play different charts just to gain. So, play different charts just to gain a clear mind on your practice song. I showed you the era of custom songs and explained why I think they are better than the base game songs in case of training stamina. Of course, we played a few, we showed a few, and if you want to see any of the custom songs, they're all at the top of the video description alongside the code file that I normally leave there. So if you wanna, if you think I misinformed you of anything, there is more information down there if you wanna keep learning. But yeah, as I said, that's really it. I'm not sure what the next training video will be about. Maybe you can tell me in the comments below, but if you're new around here and don't know me, I'm known as such in Juju Arts and Elise. Well, you're pregnant VTuber girl, because when I wrote the script, I was sick. I started to become sick, but I didn't really became sick. I'm currently, when I record this, 2 months and 2 weeks pregnant, so that you know. So I was sick and, ending school, becoming pregnant took really some of my time. So I'm finally recording this, I'm happy with it. But I'm not a Hudson Hudson Juju. I do regular Diva content on my channel, so if you like Project Diva, make sure to subscribe, because this is the place to be for you, and ring the notification bell. I have more Project Diva content in the top right if you're interested in that, alongside my pregnancy era playlist. So if you're interested in how I got pregnant, how I experienced it, or any story updates, make sure to check that out. If you have, as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to join my Discord down below. It's a small community server full of Diva players at the moment, so maybe they can answer your question, maybe I can answer your question, that sort of stuff. Or leave them in the comments down below. I try to respond to every comment, but your best bet is Discord. You have better notifications when I upload something. You have better notifications when I go live. You can also leave suggestions down there in the Discord, because I'm only taking suggestions from there. And, I try to respond to all of them, but I do have some other things on my mind. As you can see, I'm pregnant. But with that, I want to say have a wonderful day. If you learned something, subscribe, ring the notification bell. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments or join my Discord down below. And with that, I'm going to say have a wonderful night. And I'll see you all in the next trainings video. Bye. Bye. の皆さんとスタンプつなぎのとどみなでバイバイバイ思いついたら歩いていて心のゴミ残さないように